Sonam Stanzin nga botany officiating lecturer government higher secondary school tangche ayotle tene diring ngatang e topic po khetenang class 12 te sexual reproduction in flowering plants e tene pollination topic po ngatai discuss chenle ka khetenang ngatai pollination topic po daksa sakbang ngatai already ngatangai male gametes nang female gametes kun kazuga form chat formation kazuga chat te sangma ngatangai discuss jo charte no microsporogenesis megasporogenesis male gametophyte female gametophyte kun formation sangma discuss choste no tene e topic penanga pollination topic penanga ta e male gamete nang female gamete po ka ketana non motile halale which cannot move plants in pasangne kon movement jo mayan pasangne tate bo ngatang e male gamete nang female gamete po kazuga ngatai how can they come together tenete process po inole ngatai pollination ashkatale so define jo na ngatai ja 8th 9th 10th ne phala ngatai silenios tano what is pollination jena pollination is the transfer of male gametes from the anther to the stigma ta anther becoming atai pollen grains po release song tinang atai stigma ka kazo alepche sin te process po langata zerano pollination tene pollination e khetenang atai alag alag mane flowering plants kuninanga so khone sul mangpo jigyot kya kazuk shakhon adapt chosteyot kazuk flowering plants kun kazuk environment jigina adapt chosteyot te hisabika ngatange various types of ngatai pollination kinds of pollination yot kya teni yampo agents sang yot kya ka ngatai age discuss choche senogle various types kinds of pollination inanga we have first of all the kinds of pollination that we will discuss is autogamy auto zina tontak pokhorang apne a phala khorang nang rang autogamy venanga it's also pollination type inanga matai flower chikchi ginanga pollination chatna mata autogamy jono ka venanga transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower tene ina zuge ngatai normal flower jiginanga ka ngata open chat hala khoi anther nang stigma bo exposed jat ante jo flower guninanga complete autogamy chaches po matlab apne aap pollination ngatai chaches po khorang honena matlab ek hi flower mein pollination hona same pollination transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower bo khitna chapi kaxpo yot kya che azena ka to complete autogamy is mane very rare che azena autogamy its flowers kuninanga synchrony jikosan hala zob shukshishik synchrony zena nangatai pollen grain bo release chat yang stigma bo receptivity boduga miruk stigma bo ka pollen grain bo land chat thupche se khyut po ngatai khoi ka receive chongyanches po khetinang ngiska synchronous yongo sanok chikta yang nispa khetinang stigma bo khetinang hamesha अतः उते एंथर में क्लोज दुको सनों ढूंढला शुक्र दले सामने होना चाहिए टू ईच अदर कलते सेल्फ पॉलिनेशन बो छाचुकचेस इन्ना का जोस फ्लावर गुनी नंगा एंथर ना स्टिग्मा बो अतः ओपन यूथ एक्सपोज्ड यूथ ते गुनी नंगा ओ जोसला ऑटोगेमी छांगेंचेस बो जापिक्षी रेयर यूथ नो yang plants khachi kuninanga yang ata autogamy nanga type ngis yot kyakle kawajuna ngatai Chasmogamous nang Cleistogamous este Chasmogamous flowers kun khetenang kaw khetenang yang species flower kun choksla open hagale flower e khetenang matange anthers nang stigma gun expose yot kyak open yot kyak yang Cleistogamous type of autogamy nanga khetenang flowers kun khetenang bilkul open chamanok the flowers they do not open at all they are closed so pa Chasmogamous nang Cleistogamous type ni sutkya autogamy nanga ta Cleistogamous ka chok flower guni nanga flower bo kitana open chamet tene te chok flowers guni nanga anther nang stigma they lie close to each other. Yang ketanang nam anther bo dehisced chen flower nang a bet hala dehisced chen matures on the dehisced chachinang yampo the flower buds and pollen grains come in contact ka benangatai pollen grains kun ketanang stigma ka contact na sonte pollination chat cross pollination chache se possibility each of flower guninanga Cleistogamous flowers ka unenang etana flower bo bilkul open chamet te chok type of flower enanga cross pollination chache se bilkul chance mane mit kya yang pollen grain jikte veka te flower beka yons the land change chache se possibilities che mit kya shuna chezana e flower bo closed eno shkut pa Cleistogamous flowers kuninanga autogamy bo khitana bilkul chache surety yoteno tene nyampo Cleistogamous flowers kune seed set po matlab khone nanga tantan la seed po dupches assurity bo yoteno assured yoteno seed set matlab sound bo dupches assurity yoteno chezena e flower gune anther bo khetena stigma ka hamesha land chaches no pa close in pasangne so closed yamna Cleistogamous flowers kuninanga seed set po assured yoteno even without pollinators ngata pollinators met na जैसे biotic pollinating agents kune absence enanga Cleistogamous flowers kune ka seed po khedana tantan la dupche seno ta eka NCERT में question dupale ki do you think Cleistogamy is advantageous or disadvantageous to the plant why ta Cleistogamy closed yuches po khedana flower guna advantages tuga ya disadvantages tuk so there is also advantages Cleistogamy we just the advantage chi ut kya zena ki khona na seed set po dubano so kone species po khedena hamesha chalta rahega dul and dupche se no kone species po extinct है जिससे possibilities meteno seed po dupche se no seed set is assured tene disadvantages po chinok zena khong unchi azena similar ek hi flower chikchiki kane seed set som pasangne there is no variation yo achina yampo we have less possibilities of genetic differences genes po kitna tenna plant pe tenna flower pe genes po ibina yot pasangne autogamy chajes pe jaste same flower ekanga tai anther bo tenna azugika stigma veka land chajes pe jaste tene variation yongches po ma kam yot kya ka वजह से genetic differences po न्यून क्या so पत्ते बुखोने disadvantages shigino then the next type of kind of pollination that we will discuss about is geitonogamy the geitonogamy wo chinok jena transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of another flower of the same plant chik khorangel not from a different plant but plant chik khorange mentok soseka anther bo khetenang stigma ka land chatna tene te bolanga tai geitonogamy type of pollination juano geitonogamy bo khetenang functionally ngatai na cross pollination jikta yote nokpa chezna flower bo soso ragale so there is cross pollination but genetically khongun similar to autogamy ngata autogamy nanga same flower eka pollination chakan bo chok shikyot kya type of kind of pollination ka autogamy in pin te binanga ta same flower nanga pollination chamet pinale tenna nang choks po geitonogamy genetically it is similar to autogamy chezna pollen grain bo khetena tenna plant pe pollen grain bo yongches pe jaste functionally khetena ngatangai cross pollination jigyote nokpa chezna flower ni se flower same plant e alag flower jige ngata pollen grain bo stigma ka land choste nokpa magar genetically autogamy nang chokseno chezena kon khetena same plant e flower inches pe jaste so the third type of third kind of pollination ka discuss chon ngatangai te bonogle xenogamy xenos ena foreign khalale xenogamy ngata define chonale transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of a different plant inangata plant bokorang soso autogamy nanga flower bo chik geitonogamy nanga flower bo soso lekin plant bo chik ta xenogamy nanga flower bo khetenang soso plant ang soso so it's totally different ngata plant ji kane ngata nge kaltes anther pollen bo stigma kalle batna te chos pola ngata zerano xenogamy tene e chosina nga khetenang tene genetically different ngata nge type of pollen grains po khetenang stigma ka lepcheseno. So these were the 3 kinds of pollination. Autogamy na type nisle ngata chasmogamy na cleistogamy. Chasmogamy zina ngata nge flower gun ngata exposed and cleistogamy na nga flowers gun closed. Then we have gytenogamy, plant chick flowers so. Then we have xenogamy, plant khorang so se mentok ni se antherbo stigma kalle batna tene xenogamy joano. Then the next topic ka ngata discuss join te wonokle agents of pollination ta ka ve zaria jik ka ve jaste pollination bo chat hala plants kune hamesha ngatange biotic agent of pollination and abiotic agents of pollination neka raklasano. The biotic pollination behinanga abiotic pollination bu 2 types se yano hamesha water na wind shkodale and biotic ina ngatange animals kunyano living organism ngatai jaise we have insects, we have bats, we have birds te jo sangma ngatange biotic pollination ina yano mangcha plants kune ngata majority of plants kune ngata biotic pollinators kune through ngatai pollination bo dubano tene nyun jig ngata abiotic agent ka flowering plants nyun jig mane raklaste mitya chia na wind pollination cha jane tole pollen grains coming in contact with the stigma is a chance factor in both wind and water pollination. Abiotic in a wind and water. So wind and water through chakane ka plants kune wind and water through pollination kone chat te plants kune nanga chance po ma nyun kya pahala because air ejaste there is some possibilities कि वो pollen grain जो है उड़ के stigma का बाप से नामी बाप जैसे chance po कितना न्यून योत pasang ne tate possibility न्यून योचेस po compensate choches sefia tene flowers kune ka flowers kun wind nang water eka rak laste dugat pollination efia te flowers kune pollen grain bo enormous amount matlab quantity ma mangpo ji kinanga pollen grains kun nature dup chukst kya tene compare chuna sunang ovules kunang compare chuna pollen grains po enormous amount ma mangpo amount inanga nature te plants kunina kya wind pollination bo khetenang wind nang water niske nang nestana ta wind pollination bo mangarik plants kune wind pollinated plants kun ma kya tene wind pollination guninanga plants kune pollen grain bo kazuk shikyot kya jena chia jena kon lamona yang polungs pe kher goshes yot pasang ne kon ma yangmo yot kya tene non sticky yot kya khala chia jena kaltes kon sticky yot na tene kon ka flower be ka du goshes cha goshes yote gama cha yang jaga gune ka jarchok pa so they should be non sticky and they should be light ka be jaste wind currents kune lamona yang po kher nen yang mo yot just be jaste tene tyo nang yang po khone nanga well exposed stamen exposed matlab stamen gun khetenang stamen bekachi ngatai anther nang filament so stamen bo khetenang ka ve ka ngatai pollen grains po hala dub gosa dubat teo khetena exposed jongosono ka ve jaste pollens are easily dispersed into the wind currents lamon nang po wind currents se khernya nen and lot often feathery stigma bo kazuk shigwano zena feathery hala jachik zangjang jik kavina khetenang ote pollen grain bo lungspen ayot kane wind current se khongkane pollen grain bo lamonang yam po khat nyanen shkodale to easily trap airborne pollen grain lungspen ayot kane pollen grain bo lamona khat nyan chesifia tening atange the stigma bo chi yongosanok ata feathery ji yongosanok then wind pollinated flowers kunina khetenang single ovule in each ovary and numerous flowers flower mangpo jingatai into an inflorescence चिकना फ्लावर मंगपो चिक जोमते इन्फ्लोरेसेंस चिक डूबते क्या जैसे कि ngata corn का cob मक्का का जो होता है ते बिना the ears कुन खेतना चीन क्या जना the ears like structures कुन खेतना ears पोकर corn एक cob ngata ears जरा नोपा ते वो चीन क्या जना ते वो ngata stigma नंग style Ka kitna lungs pe na wave chuanok ki pollen grain bo trap join. Tene grass kune family gune nanga wind pollination bo ma common jik. It's very common in the grass family. Te kane nga tangai water pollination nikalip na abiotic nanga water pollination ni plants kune skola zina kauma nyun jik mane met kya about 30 matlab mostly monocotyledons kun about ngata 30 genera jik mane pollination by water bo kitna nyun jina mane chamano tene जैसे ngata ngan me chapters kuna ngan me classes kuna na teo silpin bahala ki ngata algae nang bryophytes nang pteridophytes kuni nanga water by through khete na ngata gametes kun move chatpin halali te be just ngata water bo requirement jikin pin reproduction ifya ता त्यो as against ना मतलब ता हमने ये तो पढ़ा है कि algae, bryophytes और pteridophytes में तो ngata water bogo साथ lower plant groups in okpai sangma te unena ngata water bogo sath reproduction ifya it is believed particularly for some bryophytes and pteridophytes that their distribution is limited ala ngata I chapter bo ngata ngala already silte nongan me class nanga ki khete nang bryophytes nang pteridophytes distribution bo khorang ngata jaga nyun ringa mane yunga manok ziste ngata already we have studied because male gamete po transport choches ifya water is zarurat yot pin hala te vifya ngatai algae bryophytes nang pteridophytes po jaga nyun je mane ngatai thoba metpin jiste hala angiosperm in azina water flowering plants in azina examples of water pollinated plants are vallisneria and hydrilla hala likaw katai fresh water enanga skianok tene marine sea grasses जैसे कि zostera हर aquatic plants kunla chui zarurat pollination ifya yunga manok tene in majority of aquatic plants जैसे कि water hyacinth nang water lily guni nanga flower bo khete nang water level kheto ga jaksano yang insects nang winds gune pollinate chano khongun as in most of the land plants kazung ngatai insect nang wind pollination ngatai nga lasil te hala otosla land plant terrestrial plants kune kazuksha pollination chat te jospo khete nang I flowers plants जैसे कि vallisneria guni nanga plants kun kheto ga lebano female flower bo kheto ga lebano ka be kanga ta stigma bo yot kya tene te be ka khete nang atangai male flowers of pollen grains are released on the surface of the water in vallisneria the female flower reach the surface of the water is surface ka lebano through a long stalk and the male flower so the pollen grains are released on the surface of the water is surface ka khungun released chanogle as you can see here e diagram in zix na vallisneria flower female flower gun surface ka lebano tene male flowers in pollen grains kun release chano on the surface of the water tene water be khetena ngata water currents kune jaste tene male pollen grains po khetena carry chostena tene some of them water current se carry chos pasangne tene pollen grain khachi khetena ngatange female stigma veka reach chwanok that's how vallisneria nanga pollination bo possible chano both wind and water flowers are very colorful jigmane yunga manok lo hala and do not produce nectar and what could be the reason for this the reason for this could be because they do not need to attract they just need to get their pollination get the process of pollination done so the majority of flowering plants this thing is a biotic type of pollination ekayong nakato hala coming to the biotic pollination ya biotic pollinators kavinangatange kaw mangchat flowers kune chano hala majority of flowering plants use a range of animals as flowering pollinating agents जैसे bees butterflies flies beetles wasps ants moth e insects kune through chakane type of pollination bolangatange entomophily zina pollination through insects kyo dale kavinangatange bees butterflies flies beetles wasps ants na moths they gune through chatna entomophily then birds se through chatna ornithophily birds se through ngata jaise sunbirds hummingbirds kune through pollination chatna ornithophily then bats kune through chatna chiropterophily bats kuni through pollination chat kya pa teu langa tai chiropterophiles is the ming yutkale then ang animals nang insects kuni nang nga ta bees kun manga dominant yutkya khala bee guni just nga ta pollination bo manga dominant kya biotic pollinating agents po dominate chokan bo bees kun tene जैसे animals kuni nang ta lemurs kun then rodents kun then reptiles lizards kunang also they also take part in pollination then kone pollinators se chula last choche se kone nang there have been some instance reported then the reason that these animals are attracted to the plants bees kun birds kun animals samanga tai flowers kun ka attract chache se reason bo ketanang they have colorful, fragrant, and they are rich in nectar. Konma rante very colorful, very rich in nectar. Yot pasang ne hala. The flower mang chun flower yot na group in ayons pa inflorescence chik du pasang ne. Then konma conspicuous kurat kyak malab they are easily visible. Lamun nang pokon thongches kurat kyak. So pa animals kun ketenang flower guna attract chat kyak la kone colors kune kane fragrance kune kane hala. Flies nang beetles the flowers ka flower gun flies nang beetles se pollinate choat te gune khete nang te flowers gune khete nang foul odor ji hala release chot kya kabe te animals kun attract chon chko dale tene ta pollen grains nang nectar bo khete nang as a reward flower a reward inokle ki pollination choche sefia thank you jiste hala these the biotic pollinators ka guninga tai plants flower gun pollinate chot so the nectar and pollen grains are the usual floral rewards kone to inam choksla tebo thobat kyak whenever the animal visit the plant hala teungi ja thangma use nokpa whenever the animal visit the plant bo kachwa chinang po they take the nectar and then they rub or get on themselves the pollen grain then a pollen grain bo young flower jika songtenang tebika ngatai dust jostenang that's how pollination occurs coating chanok then which are generally sticky animal pollinated flowers kuninanga sticky yung ano when the animal carrying pollen on its body comes in contact with the stigma it brings about pollination Tene sometimes floral rewards po khetenang chita nokzena plants kune safe space to lay egg getsulla thobatyak for the pollinators जैसे कि amorphophallus flower buduk hala तो khetenang ma flower chenmo jiginok tevina organisms kune egg lay chatya tena jusla moth nang yakka plante khong iska khonang chingnang chige they cannot complete their life cycle without each other. The pollination topic, we have talked about the pollination topic here and we have talked about the various kinds of pollination and various agents of pollination. Thank you.